Hi everyone, this is Lara Hammock from the Marble Jar channel, and in today's video I'll show you how I helped my kids organize their high school work using Todoist. So I'm a bit of an organizational system junkie, but obviously not everyone is. I've been trying to find a system that works well for organizing tasks for each of my kids, and they both have really different styles. So I started out using Trello with both of my kids. You can see my video on that. My son almost immediately found it too complicated and too confusing to use. Fair enough. He really just wanted one of those simple, oversimplified homework apps, but after trying a couple of those out, I thought they were way too limited. So he's now using Todoist to manage schoolwork, chores, and his college application process. Because we were looking for a simple system, this use of Todoist is fairly straightforward. Simple is important though. The more complicated you make things, the less inclined you are to maintain your system, and the more likely you are to stop using it altogether. My hope is that this system will be simple and effective enough for my son to take to college as a way for him to organize his life beyond high school. Fingers crossed. So I haven't done a full tutorial video on Todoist yet, but in its most basic form, you add tasks to Todoist and can either assign or not assign dates, recurrences, and priority levels. If you upgrade to the premium version, you can also add labels and notes. So let me cover the 5 kinds of tasks that go into Todoist for my son and how he handles them. First, schoolwork. So I have a whole rant about how difficult high school organization is, which I went into on my Trello video, but I will just spare you that here. Suffice it to say, high schoolers have a lot coming at them, with assignments coming in willy-nilly from teachers with very little advance notice. If your school is set up more like a college in that teachers are required to plan out their courses months in advance, you may want to view my video on using Todoist for college instead. So I'm going to assume for the purposes of this video that you may know about some long-term projects or papers for a class, but that most of your assignments will be coming at you on a weekly or a daily basis. Okay, the first thing you want to do in Todoist is set up a big overall project called School. Then under this project, you want to make sub-projects for each class that you are taking that will give assignments. So no need to create a project for your personal fitness class if they never give you any homework. You can create new projects by hitting the 3 dots to the right and choosing to add a project below. Give each class its own color and spice it up with an emoji if you want from your phone keyboard. Then make sure that it is a sub-project underneath School by indenting it with this movement handle over here to the left. So once you have set all of your classes up as sub-projects, you can start tagging assignments as you enter them. So during the day, you go from class to class, assume using your mobile device, and you enter in all of the things that you need to do. Homework for Trig, a worksheet for Geosystems, study vocab for English, and reading and a vocab sheet for AP Gov. Okay, you can capture all of these things on the fly without assigning them to a project, and they're just going to end up in your inbox. Then later, you can assign them to projects and give them due dates. So just a quick note about due dates. You may be tempted to put in the actual due date for your assignment. So for example, this worksheet is due on November 7th. Unfortunately, if you do that, it's not going to show up in your today list until the actual day that it is due. Well, that doesn't give you much time to work on it, does it? Instead, I always put in the date of when I need to work on something. So if the worksheet's due on the 7th, then I would put this assignment on the 6th or earlier. Now you can go to the Today view and see all the things that you need to work on today. Then you can drag and drop them into the order that you want to work on them and check them off as you complete them. In addition, you can choose to view all of your assignments for a specific class and what might be coming up by looking at the project view. Okay, so in addition to daily assignments, you may also have some school projects. So let's say you have a Geosystems research project due on November 15th. You can put this in your Geosystems sub-project along with the due date. Again, putting in the due date means that this task isn't going to come up on your today list until the day that it's due. Obviously, there's lots of tasks that you're going to need to do before turning this project in. So I would immediately enter one subtask to this parent task to plan out the task for this project. And I would assign a date to that, say October 20th. Okay, so on October 20th, this is now going to show up in my to-do list. And on that day, I would plan out all of the other steps that I need to accomplish in order to get this project done, and then assign work dates to each of them. So that way I can be working ahead on the task for this project so that it doesn't sneak up on me. High schoolers also have other projects that aren't related to the classes that they are taking. I'm specifically thinking of the enormous project of applying to colleges. So we have easily been working on this project for about a year for my son who plans to play tennis in college. But as parents and high school kids know, there are like 1,000 little tasks that you need to do to get all of your college applications in. So I would put this in as a project and I would share it with my parents. My son, my husband, and I all share this project together. With shared projects, they show up on everyone's Todoist, and you can assign certain people to tasks. So for example, I need to fill out the parent survey for the guidance department, but my son needed to ask his teacher to write him a recommendation. If I'm the assigned owner of the task, it only shows up on my to-do list of tasks, but if no one is assigned, it shows up on everyone's to-do list. So my daughter is trying to start a club at her school, which would be another good example of this kind of project. Other tasks. So everyone has stuff they need to remember to do that is outside of schoolwork. Make a dermatologist appointment. Check with mom about paying for the yearbook. Pay John back for the weekend, whatever. So I have a generic project that I call reminders, and I stick all of that stuff in there. I like to get it out of my brain and into Todoist, or else it just takes up space in there. And finally, recurring chores. So there are certain things that you have to do every day or every week. Organize Todoist, walk the dog, unload the dishwasher, etc. Todoist allows you to make tasks recurring so that you can put them in every weekday, every Monday, every month, whatever you need. My son is using some of these daily recurring chores to build good habits and be a little bit more organized. So what I like about Todoist is that it is a full-featured task management system rather than just a limited system that only deals with homework. As your life gets more complicated, you can take Todoist with you to manage not just your schoolwork, but also other parts of your life. However, if you just want a simple system where you enter in tasks and you just check them off, it can easily also function at that level. Let me know what you think. Comments are always appreciated, and thanks for watching.